Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Caydor Plays Dark Cloud 2. The last time we took on some clowns after taking on a very difficult first fight. And now Max continues to escape said clowns, who are not very good at their job. And I apologize for a few production issues this may have, but it's another semi-impromptu one. So I was feeling better for a few days and then suddenly feeling a lot worse. So I'm getting this together just so that I have something. But luckily I have plenty of notes so I can have the dialogue out, even though I may not get all the energy I'd like to. Now if that doorway is a little bit smaller, it'd take a whole lot longer to catch us. You know, the streets are nice and wide, even though no cars really travel it. The design of that robot clown thing is just terrible. I mean, it's got some things that are very useful if you're, like, not in a city, because it very easily cross mountains and stuff like that, but terrible for inner city travel.
Do these guys ever quit?
And I love the background score here. Kind of an 8-bit French theme. Don't use your fist. You just use that wrench. There we go. Nice. That is the kind of jump and neck stab that would make Achilles jealous. Oh god, that laugh. Ugh. Nightmare fuel right there.
Now? Hand over the pendant, boy. Hand it over now, and I'll let you leave here alive.
Well, no pretense there.
Like this?
Yes. Are you wearing any other pendant?
Huh? Well, what's it gonna be?
You can't give it to him. It's too important.
Duh.
Hand it over! No!
Impatient much?
I won't. Well,
Good, Max.
If it's going to be that way, then die!
Just averted, never say die. Nice. Here we can see some more design problems with that thing. Like, it's got springs, so it can easily, like, jump and land without damaging much of anything, but it's very slow.
Oh, nowhere to run now, boy!
In both this movement and reaction time. You know, there's lots of places to go, considering you can't move into a narrow hallway.
Quickly, after him!
Max! This way!
I think Jimmy Neutron picked up a southern accent.
I was so scared then, but in a way it was really fun. I mean, every boring day had been just the same for me. But this was the beginning of a real adventure.
That's how I felt the first time I was pulled into the world of random. Now some radio silence to respect this very pretty song and cutscene. See you in a couple minutes.
To there's a hope that one day we'll be free. Give me strength to open up the door. Only the strong ones can stand the test of time. Caught in between these two worlds, finding our way. The sun will rise to pierce the skies when this wonderful world starts to shine. When this wonderful world starts to shine.
God, that is a gorgeous song. I have goosebumps right now, though I don't know if it's from the song or the fever breaking.
You okay?
Yeah.
Do you think he's okay?
You saved me, Donnie.
Hey,
Yes,
don't
opening the
mention-
manhole cover was
What happened out there?
very helpful.
Who are those guys?
Flotsam circus troupe.
Does he not know
Why
the
are they
circus?
after you?
I think I heard something I wasn't supposed to. I didn't understand exactly what was going on,
Clearly.
but I needed to get out of there.
Yeah.
Donnie, what is this place?
It's the underground water channel supplying the town.
That should be very obvious.
Really?
No, he's just lying to you.
You could also call it my secret base.
I never knew this place existed.
In your laboratory.
Not too bad, huh? Those clowns will never find you here. Just relax.
Yeah.
Though by here he means in this exact place, because once we start dungeon crawling, we'll find him all over the place. But, I didn't quite have time to say it, because I was letting the dialogue go too fast. I didn't plan for needing to comment after everything. I'll fix that later on, though. But anyways, yeah, Max isn't very bright. He heard them, one, talking about he needs, they're looking for a stone, and two, demanding he hand over the stone around his neck, and yet he doesn't figure out the stone is what they're looking for. I love kind of the low sax here. It's nice.
So what are you?
Yeah, it gives you two options, but one of them's just wander around here more, and others actually
Underground
progress.
water channel. So this goes outside of the town, right?
That would be a good guess, unless you're recycling the
yes.
toilet water.
Exactly.
Hey, Max, what are you cooking up?
Something's
An
going on
idea.
in the outside world.
What?
That Flotsam guy is threatening the mayor.
You know, that happened inside the town.
Why?
I'm not sure myself.
He's looking for a
Flotsam
stone.
said it. The whole town's living a carefree life, not knowing what's going on outside. What does that mean?
Don't know.
They're living a carefree
After
life, not
Blackstone
going
Railroad
what's
went out of
going on
service, no
outside.
one's left town. And it's not that they don't leave. They can't leave. The reason
They can't
why the
leave
mayor didn't
easily.
open the gate must be so that people don't see the outside world.
You see the sky, that's kind of the outside
I
world.
guess you're right.
I'm going.
Huh? Going? Where? You're not thinking of...
Uh-huh.
Duh.
I'm leaving this town.
Exactly.
Hold on there. Seriously? But there's all kinds of weird creatures in the channel.
I'll be fine. I usually use this to fix things, but it makes a pretty good weapon, too.
No use trying to stop you now. Hold on a sec.
I love how his tone is like, I'm afraid at this point if I say you can't go, you're just gonna hit me with that thing and go anyway.
Voila!
This is...
My baby. But you'll need it more.
Love kind of the old-fashioned looking gun.
Here, so this guy'll come in handy.
Wow, really? It's okay?
Take it already.
No, he's gonna take it back.
Thank you, Donnie.
Classic
And
gun.
with this one, we can keep in touch while you're in the channel.
Very
If
old looking
lost, just give me a
walkie-talkie.
buzz.
Gotcha.
Does have a memorable look to it though, so it's easy to spot in the inventory.
Yep. Donnie, I need you to keep an eye out for those guys here.
No problem. Whatever you say. Huh? Hey, why do I have to stand watch?
Cause you're not coming with?
That's...
Sorry, Donnie, but I want to see the outside world with my own eyes. Chapter 1. To the outside world.
Well, our goal is very clear. Oh yeah, that jam. As you can see, we have goals to complete. If I get them the first time through, I'll get them. If I go back and get them later, then I may show you.
Wow.
But a lot of the time limit ones are easily completed with something you'll get later. So,
Let's come in.
It's like a map.
Okay, the floor map, if you don't want them, alright. In order to get, I think the one, if you use it, just keep doing.
Roger,
and I was speeding through that at this point because it was like the third time I had heard it, but basic concept is you have to defeat monsters until you find the key to get to the next floor. Sometimes you'll need a secondary key to get through, and things close will show up on your mini map. But pretty well everything in this dungeon is actually randomized. The items are randomized. I think the enemies stay about the same, so you know what to expect. And I want to talk about a goddamn rat problem. That rat was bigger than the small child, and if you remember what some of the adults in town look like, bigger than the fucking adults. And as you can see, the score changes to a battle theme when you get anywhere near an enemy, which is both useful and annoying. Useful because it lets you know enemies nearby, but sometimes they'll do it when you're out on the other side of walls, and occasionally they'll do it when it aggroes you, so it's coming for you. But as you can see, that actually needs a secondary key, and we're fortunate to meet a booby-trap first off. Now, the trick to these is to always call it an explosive trap, because if it's a weapon destroying trap or a poison trap, it'll damage you but not the chest. If it's an explosive trap, the trap will explode and you won't get a second chance at it. So you call it explosive, either disarm it or take whatever damage you would take, and then just open it up. And I haven't figured out any kind of theme to these, whether red or yellows better. I think it's random. But we got a treasure chest key, which would have been useful for opening up the chest that was booby-trapped. Magic crystal. They're definitely taking kind of the Zelda lessons here. You have one item that shows all items on the map, another one that shows all of the places on the map you haven't discovered. But this game is very good at kind of revealing the bare bones. Basically, it sets up the basics of like the skeleton, and then it'll build on it later. Like the first, like this level, and then the second level, second full dungeon set, chapter, I guess you'd call it, introduce some of base concept, and they build on it in the second one. And then from the third one on, it's mostly up to you to figure out what you need to do, because it's pretty well all the same yet different, just kind of harder. The combat's fairly simple and somewhat repetitive, and you're going to need some amount of grinding to something they'll introduce in a bit. But that was a healing pool. Anytime you see a question mark like that on your map, it's generally going to be something good. Either, I don't know if we see one of these in the next run through or two, but you'll see an angel. One of them's the, whatever the healing thing is, it's different for each level, which is nice. Another will be like this small, like glowing yellow circle you can step on that pulls up a coin. One side is angel, one side is devil. Devil will always do something kind of bad to you, and the angel will always do something good, like restore all your health or fill up one of your weapons' durability. And the angel will devil will often do the opposite. And then at times I almost feel bad killing some of these frogs, because generally they die quickly enough that they don't really do much of anything. But that was a channel key, and that's to open that kind of side door that had the key-shaped hole. And then you need the, was it channel wheel? Gate wheel? I forget exactly what they call it, but that little wheel thing that turns the gate open to get through the yellow one. And I don't know why I came to this one. Maybe we picked up the wheel already. Yeah, picked it up, but I'm not going to go through it. I just like to drop it off, so I just have to run through later. But I like to try to kill all the enemies, because the first time I played through this, I didn't do that, and so I had to do a lot of extra grinding. So you want to try to kill all the enemies you can. There's some enemies that are probably going to be too tough the first time through, because we won't encounter it to the next thing, but some levels will have like seals on them where you have to use one character or another, and you'll run into enemies that are only meant for one type of character, and you can generally beat them if you have to, but I wouldn't advise it until you have better weapons. But like the froggies, so they don't really do much of anything, but if you actually let them do something, they can be devastating. And I think all of the items in the game can be thrown at enemies if you need to. I won't use that till the next one, because Max's wrench is actually pretty powerful against all the enemies here.
Alright, that takes care of you guys.
So you don't really need to do it, but it's still handy. And you notice I'm not using the gun for the most part. It's because to get the most out of your grinding, there's something you do later on that will basically give you more bang for your buck. You'll get more points while leveling up the weapon, and kind of extra health bonuses. But in the next one, we'll go through the next 2 levels, and I'll try to show you how to avoid a glitch that I actually ran into that cut off this. But I was Caydor, and that was Dark Cloud 2 Part 2. Have a nice day.